So here's a really quick demo of the plugin and what you can use it for setting up splitters and panes. I've just created a blank VI here, and I've got 4 splitters, vertical one for a sidebar, left and right, or a top and bottom on that sidebar, and then a header area where you'd use something like a toolbar or menus, and a little status bar in the bottom with the main display in between that. So typically with splitters, you end up having to turn on the label to then name the splitter. You can change that name, and then you turn it back off. And that works okay, but sometimes you have very narrow splitters or small regions, and you can't even see those. As well, turning on and off all the different scroll bars and settings for each of these splitters, and being able to see the names of the panes that are also in between the splitters, that can be very useful if you use a lot of property nodes to access items on those panes. And so I built this plugin to help with that. And so to use it, once it's installed, all you need to do is right click on any splitter, and it'll add a new menu option here to set up splitters and panes. And when you open that, it just pops open this panel here, and what it does is it shows you all of the panes that are on that VI and all the settings on them. And you can click through them, and every setting that's available that you can write through VI Server, you can change those properties here. And then similarly for all of the splitters themselves, the 4 splitters are listed. They get default names, but you can change their names here very easily. You can turn on and off the different sizing for them. So just as a quick sample, if I wanted to look at this left-hand side, I can take my splitter here, which is the left one. You can see that because it's this main one here is the orientation is vertical, and I can name that to be sidebar or split or whatever I like. And then you can control, is that going to stick to the top or the left, the bottom or the right, or proportionally. I'm going to keep that left. And then the second splitter is this horizontal one within that range, and I want that to stick to the bottom. So as soon as I make that change, it's now sticking to the bottom. If I resize this, you can see that that actually moves along the bottom instead of snapping to the top. And I can name that side up down, or whatever type of naming I like. And then similarly, these other panes and splitters, you can access the names of these as well. So if I wanted to name that pane, I can say sidebar top, and the second one I can name sidebar bottom. And you can also turn on and off a few of the settings in these, so I can turn off the scroll bars if I want to set those to be always off instead of always on, so that you don't see those when you're running or editing your code. Then you can easily do that. So the settings here can be set, as well as minimums can all be controlled from this. And it's just a helpful tool to make it a little faster to set up splitters and panes, and also easier to see them all in one place. And then anytime you've made any change to this, everything's applied in real time. So if we look at the left pane from the splitter and the properties of that, you can see that it's named sidebar top, just as we named it there. And so any of those settings would apply. So that's the tutorial. It's quick usage of, once you have it installed, how you can access it. Again, you just right click and open that panel up for setup, and that allows you to edit them.